everyone, I'm Emily Burrows and I'm a self-care coach and a yoga teacher. And today I want to talk to you about a criticism you might have heard from the time you were very small. You are just too sensitive. I know that growing up I often felt that I was way too thin-skinned to survive in a world that often feels pretty scary and pretty loud. I often felt this sense that at sleepovers, why was I the only person who was terrified by this scary movie and couldn't sleep? And when I was working in a desk job in a space that had cubicles, why did everybody seem like they were doing okay when I wanted to just do a full-on prairie dog over the wall and scream at my coworker who was chewing loudly or talking really loudly on his phone because I couldn't focus. It was too noisy. So there are a lot of these different traits that characterize being really sensitive. And we often look at them as just the negative, feeling overstimulated by being busy, by things being loud, being too hot or cold, by getting hangry. Highly sensitive people, when we get hungry, sometimes we get very, very grumpy. There are a lot of different traits. And right now, when the world feels particularly scary and the news can be upsetting, it can feel like all of our energy is sucked up when we read an upsetting headline. So we see all of these negative things associated with our sensitivity. But on the other hand, there are all of these beautiful qualities that go along with being sensitive. You're able to process information on a really deep, nuanced level. Sensitive people tend to be empathic. Not only can we notice other people's pain, we can feel it with them and be really present with them, as well as being really present with their happiness and all of their other different emotions. We tend to be aware of some of the subtleties in our environment. We tend to see things that maybe other people wouldn't be as aware of. And maybe we hear things or just generally observing things around us. And we tend to know how to tend to others' needs sometimes before they know that they have those needs. So there are a lot of wonderful qualities to being sensitive, as well as extra needs that we have when it comes to our self-care. And what I would encourage you to do, if you suspect that you might be a highly sensitive person, is to give yourself permission to create really, really strong boundaries to protect the parts of your sensitivity that are really helpful and really lovely by managing your energy around the things that are draining to your sensitivity. If you know that upsetting news is the kind of thing that can make your entire day feel totally drained and depleted, it's possible that creating boundaries and really strong self-care around the information you give yourself access to will allow you to protect your superpower of compassion and empathy and even activism in a way that's really sustainable. I encourage you to give that a try, or at least ponder on it. It is a big one. It is a really big one. And that's what I do in my coaching work, because it is not an easy thing to protect your sensitivity at the same time as creating really strong boundaries that allow you to maintain the lovely parts of your sensitivity. I hope that you stay sensitive, compassionate, and well. I'll talk to you soon.